What up, Hype Squad? It's your boy Lucrecio coming at you with another video. And if you're new, welcome to Exceed the Hype. To join the Hype Squad, click subscribe, alright? And as always, if you enjoy this content, go ahead and leave a like and a comment, alright? So, today's video is about the Chicago Bulls and how they're coming along nicely. Now, a lot of people may hear that and be like, what do you mean the Bulls are bad? How can they be coming along nicely? Well, they have a youth movement going on, and I made a video in the summer about how that youth movement is underrated, how they have better players than people are giving them credit for. And this is the check-in video to kind of see how those statements are holding up now that time has passed. All right, so the Bulls are currently 11-22. They're fresh off a 7-game winning streak, which should tell you just how bad they were doing if they won 7 games in a row and they're still 11-22. But I feel like they're starting to trend upward. Now, the front office made some pretty daring moves over the summer. All right, with the Chris Dunn trade, they traded away Jimmy Butler for Chris Dunn and the pick. The pick obviously became, or they drafted Lauri Markkanen with the pick or whatever. Now, he's playing very, very good in my opinion for a rookie. His rookie season, he's averaging 14 points and 8 rebounds. Pretty nice. He's proven that he can hang in the NBA, and you know, he kind of looks like he'll be one of the better players a little bit later on in his career. Not later on in his career, a little bit later on, he'll be one of the better players in the NBA. All right, Chris Dunn. Now, Minnesota, he fell out of favor in Minnesota. He wasn't even getting the playing time you think a draft pick of his caliber would have been getting. Okay, he has come over to Chicago, and now he's starting to find his footing in the NBA. Right now, he's averaging a cool 13 points and 6 assists, but it's not the numbers that are really turning my opinion about Chris Dunn. It's, you know, the understanding of the game. He's starting to, you see, he's starting to make some of these, you know, high basketball IQ plays or whatever, making good passes. The first step is there, the athleticism is there. All right, so you're starting to see how, okay, this guy could be, you know, a good point guard in the NBA, not just a starter, but, you know, probably be in that, you know, star type level later on. I really like what I'm seeing from Chris Dunn. I really do. All right. The Bulls are also getting production from some of their role players that, you know, a lot wasn't necessarily expected of. You know, they're getting good production out of Grant and Justin Holiday as well. So the Bulls kind of have some nice momentum going. They have some nice pieces that they are starting to get to play to their potential, okay? And why is that? Ultimately, the reason why these guys are starting to play well is because of Fred Hoiberg. Fred Hoiberg is showing that he can coach at this level. He can coach with the big dogs in the NBA, all right? In my opinion, Fred Hoiberg was very, very ineffective in his previous seasons as coach of the Chicago Bulls. Remember, for Fred Hoiberg from Iowa State, he had I believe it was fairly short, but he had a very successful coaching career at Iowa State. He came to the NBA. The Bulls front office loved him, came to the NBA, and he's been underwhelming so far. All right, but in my opinion, the reason he's been underwhelming is because he doesn't have, you know, I guess the clout or whatever to coach like a Jimmy Butler, Derrick Rose or whatever. It was or Dwayne Wade, of course. It was very difficult for him to be able to try to coach those caliber of players. But these guys, these young guys who are just coming out of college and who coming from other teams who have given up on them, him giving them a vote of confidence, they really believe in him, and they're starting to buy into the system. We're starting to see the Bulls that he stated when he stated how he wants to see his team play, or how an NBA team should play under his watch. We're starting to kind of see that with the Chicago Bulls now. All right, and with that being the case, we're starting to see some success, and if they're successful, it's because of Fred Hoiberg. All right, so earlier this season, we had a situation with Bobby Portis and Nikola Mirotic. Sorry, Jokic is the guy from Denver. Mirotic. So they obviously had a fist fight in practice. It resulted in Mirotić's face being fractured or whatever, him having a broken face. It would require, you know, significant recovery time or whatever. However, he has come back, and now it seems like him and Bobby Portis are now the best of friends. I guess the fight brought them together, right? So with that being the case, the Brawler Bros, as I call them, are starting to really develop some good chemistry on the court. Right now, Bobby Portis is averaging 13 points and about 7 rebounds per game, which I've said in my summer video. I like Bobby Portis's potential as a player, and he's starting to kind of, you know, dip into that potential just a little bit. All right, and then also when it comes to Nikola Mirotic, he's averaging 19 points and 8 rebounds. Now, that's a 10-game sample size since he missed so many games earlier. All he's played so far this year is 10 games. All right. So with that being the case, we do hope to see him continue some of that good play and to see how he can continue to develop. The thing with Mirotic is, though, he has a no trade clause. He has been quoted recently as saying that he would be willing to waive his no trade clause for a trade to a contender. All right, so he's already eyeing a way out of Chicago. So that may put a damper on Chicago's plans because they have been playing very good with him on the team. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye out on that and see what becomes of it. But also, we're starting to see Denzel Valentine and his production off the bench. This is helping Chicago in their resurgence recently. And also, Zach LaVine, who has been lost in this whole thing. Zach LaVine is also coming back very soon to the Chicago Bulls. He was out with an ACL tear for, you know, a chunk of last season and the whole off season and so far all of this season. But now he's coming back to the team, and he gives them a 20-plus point scorer a night. He's also somebody who can do a great deal of playmaking for the team. So bottom line, the Bulls are trending upward, and the trend is a little bit sharper than a lot of people will give them credit for. The Bulls have some nice young pieces. They have a very good young coach who has a very good understanding of basketball, and I believe that the Bulls are coming along pretty nicely. But what do you believe? All right, leave it all below in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this Bulls team and how they're building. And also, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like. And to join this hype squad, all you got to do is click the subscribe button. All right, see you next time.